Hey Scorpio, how you doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your first half of November general reading here. So let's talk about your meditation. First of all, happy birthday season, my beautiful, lovely golden eagles. So in your meditation, it was so cool. It felt like a very celebratory vibe. I saw a great many things, but I'll try to keep to the point here, as I just saw a lot of things. But I saw you guys personify, just very in alignment. I heard the song, She's a Brick House. I saw you guys just celebrating, having a really good time. And that makes sense because it is your birthday season, but there's also something about Mercury in retrograde, that happening on Halloween during your birthday season. This retrograde is going to affect people a lot of different ways, but I have a feeling that for you guys, it's just going to be your sweet spot. And you're like, oh, I'm loving this retrograde season. It feels like your kingdom, your arena. Because I saw you guys as lions. And then I saw the golden eagle, which you are represented by, come down and swoop down and really sit, perch on the lions. And I saw a crown, and I heard if I was king of the forest, which I believe is from Wizard of Oz. It just really feels like you're in a place of full empowerment. I saw a roller derby, 80s vibe, just really having a good old time. So let's see what comes out from a Scorpio. It's for your birthday season. What? Feels really good though, Scorpio. It really does. It feels very light of heart. It really does. It just feels light, which is nice. Light yet powerful, which is an interesting and yet important dichotomy. I'm so excited you just got this. The bat. What could be better than the bat coming up for you right before Halloween in your birthday season, this could not be better. But I feel like this is really gorgeous because, first of all, we have air energy here, right? I feel like this is so apt for you guys because, number one, bat has 3 letters in it, right? We are coming out of a 3-year. And I feel like you guys have really understood and felt the extremities of the year. When things have been good, they've been fantastic. And when they've not, it's been really hard. The bat is very much about shadow work, but the bat is also about perceiving aspects of other people and or yourself that are not easily seeable in the light of day, but rather in the influence of the moon, right? We did just have the new moon in Scorpio as well, and I feel like this is just you being in your power, in alignment, just showcased so beautifully here. It really does feel like this is your time, okay? Feels like this is your time. And why shouldn't it be, like I said? It's your birthday season, but this bat feels so delicious, and it feels sensual and sexy, and it feels like letting your freak flag fly in a really beautiful, empowered, unapologetic way. So let's see what's going on for my Scorps the first half of November. Shout out to anyone born on November 17th. I have been seeing 1117 everywhere, and I just heard 11-7. So special shout out to anyone born on November 17th. This is you. So you guys are represented in the tarot by the Death Key and the Tower Key. And the Tower is right here, baby. But I gotta tell you something. First of all, this is past energy coming in that could affect the now. I gotta tell you, this feels so positive to me. This is the universe being the great rearranger that it is, coming in and removing anything from your path that is not of your highest and best good. But I also feel like this is Scorpio on their best day. This is the effect that a Scorpio in alignment, well, even out of alignment, but this is the effect that a Scorpio can have on someone, where it's just boom. Scorpios don't play, okay? Which is also why it's kind of great that it felt like you were having such a good time in the meditation, because this Tower Key here, this is about quick change. This is what all about. This is a Scorpio. And by the way, if you are a Scorpio watching this, right, and you have issues around change where you're not a huge fan of it, that is a clue to you that you have some work to do around your alignment, because your sign is all about change and transformation. You are the ones that show the rest of us how to do that beautifully and in a healthy, effective way. So if you are a Scorpio watching this and you are not a fan of change, or it induces anxiety within you, which by the way is very human, but if that is the case, something to look into from that shadow aspect of what can I do around that, because that is the power of your sign, right? You're like, hey, I represent great and swift change and metamorphosis and death, something completely dying so that it can rise again like the phoenix. I'm going to show you through example how this is done. Because what do they say? The only thing constant is change, and you represent change. So it's like you're the great teacher of that lesson in a really great way. Let's see what else is going on. Start off with the major arcana. I mean, I should expect no less. You know, major arcanas denote destined events as well. This is a very ripe time for you, which is really, really cool. So we got 7 of Cups here, and I just have to say, like, the fact that, like, the ghost is coming up here, it's already feeling very Halloween-y, but this is about the first couple of weeks of November. But, you know, I have to tell you something. This 7 of Cups here, I'm getting a very positive, you see how she's like super happy about all this optionality? Because on one hand, 7 of Cups, you know, repping your water sign selves here, can induce a kind of like, oh, I don't know which one is the right one. I don't want to make the wrong choice. And so it can lead to indecision, which is a choice in itself, inaction and feeling stagnant. But this feels for you like you have a lot of optionality coming towards you, because it's within your season, and it's the time for you to really come up against these feelings of, I can tap into my intuition and never quite experience the overwhelmed feeling that 7 of Cups can produce in people, right? This is like problems of abundance. Like, hey, you got a lot of stuff coming at ya. Like, what are you going to put your focus on, right? But this is you having high optionality. Sometimes this comes up and it's like, okay, we got to take a minute, use our discernment. But for you, I'm seeing this as a bunch of different cakes. But it's a point of which flavor do you want? As opposed to, there's something really positive in here and then not so positive in there. So you've got to look deeper and not let, you know, how something looks like sway your decision. But I don't feel like, it doesn't feel like the medicine here. This feels like a super optimistic thing. And it's really just about, what do you want to, you know, put your focus towards at the moment? What do you want? Going to be a lot of people in your atmosphere. That is for sure. I feel like you're going to be surrounded by a lot of people. So we have 7 of Swords in reverse. So fascinating. You know, this 7 of Swords in the upright here is very that thief in the middle of the day key. It's also about self-sabotage. Okay, self-sabotage. So then we flip it upside down, and it's like, suddenly there's illumination around, either you're seeing other people super clearly and you're deciding to remove them from your atmosphere. It's like, you could even look at this as like a Marie Kondo situation. She's the lady who's like, she's got a show on Netflix and a book out that's like, you know, tidying up and cleaning out your home of anything that doesn't bring you joy. And I feel like that's kind of the point here with this reading, is it's kind of going, okay, I'm emerging, I'm at the height of my game, I am the bat in flight, I'm illuminated by the moon, right? This full moon coming up here, which I believe is in Taurus, and I feel like it's going to be very, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for you too. It might illuminate you, some aspects of your given circumstances and or yourself. And the fact also that this is kind of, you know, I feel like you're moving into a place where you are looking at 2020 and going, okay, I'm celebrating how far I've come and where I've been, but I'm also got one eye on the future, and I'm really looking at things about, you know, in terms of what I want to do differently and what I got, quote, right this year, right? There's something about not bringing the more shadowy or negative or darker aspects of either yourself this year or others around you this year into the next cycle. Thank you very much, car horn. Okay, they're showing me something very specific. this is kind of crazy, but I'm not crazy, but just go with me on this. If you're in a place of like, do you love me for me? Do you love me for me? Can you handle my darkest aspects of myself and not run away? Can I show you the inner depths of who I really am, right, warts and all, without you fleeing for the hills? There's this image of you taking on this bad energy and really putting all of your stuff out on the table and seeing who can deal with it and who can't. It's interesting because as Scorpios, it sounds counterintuitive, right? You guys are highly secretive. You are. And you know what? More power to you. Highly secretive. I relate to that. But it feels like, it's almost like you're testing. You guys like to test people too. You know it. It almost feels like you're testing people around you as well in a way, or yourself. It feels like other people though. Where it's like, I'm not gonna give you the whole Monty, but I'm gonna show you some of what I don't usually bring out into the light and see if you can handle it. It's like you're taking on this bat formation. And it's like, are you gonna run the other way? Or are you willing to look at this and see me for me? I just saw 11:11 on the timer. You know what I mean? This Seven of Swords, this thief in the middle of the daytime card, I do feel like there's an energy of you doing this in the past where it's like, I'm going to keep so much close to my, vest here that, maybe it's been keeping me from really seeing everything in the inner depths of my own emotional sphere of possibility, even if it is in a partnership context as well, because I've just really kept that deep down, and it has led to a certain aspect of me not feeling like I'm really seen or known completely, right? Which is a form of self-sabotage. And now it's like you're bringing that out into the light of day and you're going, I want to do things differently. I would rather know who can really love and see me for me. And in order to do that, I have to give them at least an appetizer of what is in these lower depths of my soul, really. It almost feels like a dare, but not in a negative way. It's like I dare you to look at this and I'm going to test you based on your reaction, whether you get to stay in the, my atmosphere or not, right? No fair weather friends, no fair weather, anything. Clarify for the Tower. But I feel like this could be a few romantic relationships too we're looking at here where it's like, I would rather know up front if they can handle this. And I don't mean that in a negative way, Oops. The Empress. Remember how I said we're coming out of a 3-year with the extremities, and then we have the 3 key here with the Empress? This is abundance, fertility, pregnancy, manifestation, high tide. This is really, really beautiful as it's paired with the Tower. Remember when I said this felt positive? And then it's around the Empress? Yeah, this is great and swift change that comes in that is directly linked to your powers of manifestation and you sitting pretty and receiving a plethora of opportunities and blessings here. Because do you see this rabbit here too, which also represents fertility, but it also, what the rabbit also represents is choosing the first answer that comes. It's kind of, because it can represent fear as well, and the way that its medicine says that, analysis paralysis is real. So in order to step out of that, choose the first answer that comes. And I feel like that's medicine here for you too. It feels like you're going into a place of pure instinct, and I really like it for you. Clarifier for the Seven of Cups here for my Scorpios. What's all this optionality? Oh, God. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords here. Fascinating that it's clarifying the 7 of Cups here. So 9 of Swords, obviously, I got to tell you something. This is really funny, and I feel like this is kind of the point too. It's really, really funny. Traditionally speaking, this is about nightmares, being kept up at night, a lot of mental tension, blah, 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 blah. But I'm getting something very specific. Sometimes we can read the traditional meanings of these keys, but then other times it's like, but my intuition is telling me something very different from that. And this is one of those cases, and I feel like this is like kind of the point of your reading, like I said. this honestly, because remember the bat energy with like the moon and letting your freak flag fly and you know, the Scorpio season retrograde and all of this good stuff. I really, really feel like this is saying with this Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups, funnily enough, it feels like it's a way of saying you have empowered yourself around and through that, where you've reclaimed these two keys here and made them your, I'm trying not to like get too graphic on here, but you've have them bending to your mercy, bending to your will, okay? That's what this feels like. And so in a way, I want to read the opposite of these as well. Like this isn't feeling overwhelmed by a lot of options. It's just having a lot of options and reveling in that. And this isn't being up, like having anxiety at night, right? It's basking in the moonlight, right? And also I feel like we can take it literally in the sense that the dreams are going to be highly prophetic and highly profound. Definitely the dreams I'm getting in a big way. Okay, it's fat. I feel like only a Scorpio reading would go this way as well, because it's very like, look beneath the surface of what it appears to be, and therein lies the truth. You know what I mean? Seven of Swords, clarify, please. Ooh, at the bottom you have Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Gorge. Strength. This is what I was saying. Wait a minute. Remember when I said I saw you personified as the lion with the golden eagle crouching down on you? And then we have the lion. I love it. I almost missed that. So this is the strength key, Leo energy here, the number 8, infinity, abundance. This is also present in the magician key as well, which I really want to note here, because you guys feel like a magician, but kind of like a magician that's on like vacation, but like party vacation. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're letting your freak flag fly in a beautiful place of empowerment, because all these really serious like keys and cards here, and then it's just like boopity boop, like no, that's what it appears to be, but this is my playground, people. Oh my God, I just saw 17:11 on the timer, and I'd said 11:17 earlier. I'm telling you, there's something about 11:17. But yeah, again, back to this strength and this Seven of Swords in reverse. Remember when I talked about getting very clear on what you want to bring into the new year and what you want to leave behind, right? And then also pulling things out from their deep, dark containers of hidden realmness into the light and seeing who can handle the heat, right? This is beautiful. It feels like you're in a process of, there's a complete lack of fear. I don't know how else to say it. There is a complete and utter lack of fear about standing in your truth and being who you truly are, warts and all. I just think it's, when I say that, we all have warts, okay? I'm not like saying that it's a Scorpion thing. There's great change coming towards you. It's about you reveling in the energy that you're in of this Scorpio season, of this retrograde. I feel like you've got this retrograde on lock, and it's kind of like, wow, well, a lot of other people around you are kind of having a difficult time and being affected really deeply. You're like, oh, I am riding this wave of retrograde. You know, I'm getting this, oh my God. They're showing me an image of a movie I have not seen in a long time called Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise. And there's a scene in the movie where he's like in, I think it's New York City, where he's in the city, but literally nobody's out, but like there's nobody else except him, so he's able to just walk freely. That's the image that they're getting, that they're showing me of you. It's really cool. I'm also hearing the song by the Rolling Stones, which plays at the beginning of Interview with the Vampire, and you got the bat. I wish I could remember what the song is called, but it's, you know, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and fame, something like that. That song is what I'm hearing. I feel like that's your theme song for this time. It's by the Rolling Stones. I love it. It's a song that plays at the beginning of Interview with the Vampire. I'm obsessed with. Let's get an oracle. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. So first of all, you got Vesta. home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. I feel like this home situation, you can take this literally if that applies to you, but I feel like on a greater scale, remember when I said it's improving through a healthy change in the occupants? That's exactly what I was saying. With really kind of testing people in a way. It feels kind of harsh, but it is. It's like you're testing people in a way by revealing more than you have previously and seeing and kind of like clocking their reaction to it. You're clocking their reaction to it. You're clocking their reaction to you. And little do they know that they're being tested right now. And it's like, okay, honey, you guys as Scorpios too, you're also human lie detectors, aren't you? You're human lie detectors. So you're going to know, like, regardless of how they react in the moment, like of how they're actually perceiving what you have revealed to them or what you've shown them. This will be different for everyone, of course, because it's general, but you could be revealing a behavior of yours, a truth of yours, an opinion of yours, a belief system of yours, something around that. You could even be, giving your opinion around how you really feel about them and seeing how they react to it. Can I be truly honest with this person, or do I have to sugarcoat? Because I'm not in the business of sugarcoating. So if that's the case, I'd rather know and let them go. This is really beautiful. So you also, and this just doesn't surprise me at all, and it's a beautiful parallel here to the Tower. So you got Medicine Woman. I have no idea how to pronounce that. You're beautiful, I threw that in there. You are a channel for divine healing power. And this is pretty much how I saw you in the meditation in terms of like being in are those birds of paradise? God, I'm so obsessed. Listen, birds of paradise, they're drawing my attention to this. Well, first of all, the lightning and the tower. Right? In the traditional deck, this is shown by lightning. So this is a quick change. You are in and of your element at the moment. They're drawing my attention to in the water here, in the water sign that you are. And you're just like, yes, bring it on, hell or high water. I am Scorpio. Like, that's what this feels like. Like this, with this, whoo, my money's on you, Scorpio, for real. They're pointing out the fact how unique birds of paradise are, that particular flower. Again, we're going back to letting your freak flag fly and with your headdress and all, and it's a really beautiful time for you. And I would absolutely encourage you, as this reading is saying, to delve into and reveal however much feels, right for you to these people around you, like more than you've revealed before. Right? Just to gauge, do whatever feels right for you, but it's really to gauge their reaction and really see the truth of things, because what do you have time for having people around you that don't truly know you, whether because you withheld aspects of yourself, right? Out of a need to protect or out of natural, because it's natural for Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio moon, so I completely understand that impulse, right? But there's something really delicious here. It's almost like why people, I say this with love, Scorpios. It's almost like why people love horror movies. You're waiting for that moment of reaction when the person realizes that the killer has entered the room right behind them, right? And you're waiting for that reaction moment where they turn around and what's their reaction going to be when the audience sees what's coming before the, protagonist does? That's very much what this feels like. Like you're gauging someone's reaction. Right? And it's leading to a healthy change. And it's also just going to feel really nice because you're like, I'm just being me, right? And if you are in a place where you have had people in your experience in the past, whether because you just didn't show them everything, or maybe you didn't even think to, or know to, or whatever, because sometimes we can hide aspects of ourselves. This could be you revealing more aspects of yourself to yourself. And coming out of it like, yes, because sometimes when we do this with and for ourselves, this can also just highlight who is in our circle, because we are who we hang out with, that maybe we're not truly in alignment with, but that we hooked up with because, at the time our energy seemed to be the same, but now upon further inspection, actually no, right? But Scorpios, this is a beautiful time of empowerment for you, and it's just so apt and lovely that your reading came out this way, and I feel like a last message for you, and I feel like something you already know but could use a reminder around is that looks can be so deceiving. Looks can be so deceiving. So take time to really look beneath the surface of anyone who's in your atmosphere, who's entering into your atmosphere, and of course your own self. Really be the bat, look deep. Look and see what can only be revealed in the darkness, right? With this Nine of Swords. The dreams are real. Like I'm telling you, you're gonna have super prophetic and prophetic and, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Prophetic and profound dreams here. Okay, very imagistic. You're gonna remember them when you wake up. Trust and believe that, okay? All right, my Scorpios, I so hope that this was of help and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I would just love that. A most happy birthday season to you. And just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And as always, just thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.